You're watching In Search of the Self, and we are talking about Lord Krishna. A warm welcome to you. Shakuntala, welcome.
Thank you, dear.
There's a very interesting story about in Krishna's life where Draupadi is living in a forest with the Pandavas, and she has with her a special plate that can produce any amount of food. And the story goes that she can draw any amount of food as long as she does not eat from it. But it did happen one day that she had the last plate and ate from her magic plate. And soon after, she had 80 saints for dinner in the middle of the forest.
That's right.
How does Draupadi manage?
Draupadi is a goddess. She has been born through the fire. She's not come through the womb. So the picture of Draupadi itself is that of a deess, of a goddess. So she is there to knit these 5 brothers together so as to be able to win the Mahabharata war, the Kurukshetra war. So this is a very beautiful symbol of this wonderful woman who marries 5 brothers, but the purpose behind it all is to make sure that the dharmic war, the war of faith, the war of truth can be fought and won. So you can see this woman now in the forest, very painstakingly looking after the 5 brothers, but she has this magic plate because where will you get food in the forest? They were warriors, they were Kshatriyas, and they were used to eating good food. So Draupadi had this special plate which produced food, but once she ate from that plate, there will be no food left for the day.
So what's the significance of that plate?
That significance was she was given this because she was part of the spiritual life of the Pandavas.
Was she enlightened?
I would say she was definitely more enlightened than most people living on the plane, earth plane.
Yes.
She was more enlightened because she was in a difficult situation in the forest. Now she had to find out how she's going to have this dinner for these 70 or 80 rishis and saints who were coming, and she had already eaten her food. Now comes the most beautiful part of the story.
How does she manage?
She manages because she knows she can draw on her guru. The spiritual link between Draupadi and Krishna was never something ordinary.
Yes.
It was something very spiritual. So she says, "Oh my Krishna, please help me. I have already eaten from this plate. How will I feed these wonderful saints who are coming for dinner?"
Yes.
So she had to provide the food. And of course, this is all part of a plan to finish Draupadi, but you can see the love for her guru, the love for Krishna helps Draupadi. And Krishna tells her, "Hello there, why are you getting worried? Go and check the plate. I'm sure you will have some left over on the plate from the last dinner or lunch you had. Go and check it."
Yes,
and when she
does.
goes and she sees the plate, she sees a very small leaf which has got stuck to the plate. She says, "Oh my God." And she wishes again that the plate can help all the rishis and all the people who have come for dinner.
So is there a significance behind that small leaf?
Yes, yes. What Krishna does, being the
Supreme God,
the Supreme Godhead, he makes sure that all the 50 or 80 gurus have a big stomach and feel full. Krishna gives Draupadi the power to make sure they are all satiated. They are all full. They're feeling they can't go to Draupadi for dinner because they're feeling over full. They can't even take 1 teaspoon of food. They feel that full and satiated. So all the gurus and saints run away. They said, "My God, we won't face Draupadi. We'll run away because we are not hungry at all." So after their bath, they run away because they feel very full. But Krishna saved Draupadi all the problems because he was the guru of Draupadi.
I have a saying which I've just come across. You came empty-handed. You will leave empty-handed. So what is yours today belonged to someone else yesterday and will belong to somebody else the day after tomorrow. So whatever you do, do it as a dedication to God. Can you please explain that?
Oh, what a beautiful, this is part of the Bhagavad Gita.
Of course, when we come to earth, we are empty-handed.
Yes.
And when we die also, we take nothing with us.
But you see, if we can understand birth and death.
But this is at the physical level, right?
Yes, but let us take that only. Here is birth and here is death. How do you come? Empty-handed.
Yes.
How do you go? Empty-handed. But do we realize this? While we are going between birth and death, we are so tired collecting, storing, acquiring. We go crazy
Yes.
about material things. But the Bhagavad Gita says, why don't you do everything as if you are doing it for God? You are born, do everything for God. Don't sit down and say me, 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 me from morning till night.
Because there's no me when you die.
There is no me, there's no ego, and the soul goes back to God. So he says, why don't you dedicate everything to God?
You're talking about the soul. I have a question for you. Why do you worry without cause? Whom do you fear without reason? Who can kill you? The soul is neither born nor does it die.
Krishna says, you are not a body, you are not a mind, you are the Atma.
The soul.
Atma or the soul. What is the soul? It cannot be burnt.
No.
No water can touch it.
Yes.
And it will move on to new births and new deaths, depends on your desires. So he is telling Arjuna, come on, don't get worried. You are saying you're going to kill your uncle, you're going to kill your
Or
cousin.
he's scared of dying at war.
Or he may be feeling, threatened himself. But he says, don't worry, because you are immortal. You are eternal. Nobody can crush the real Roshan, the real Shaku, because we will keep coming.
And Krishna did tell to Arjun, whatever happened, happened for the good. Whatever is happening for the good. Whatever will happen will also happen for the good only. You need not have any regrets.
I think this is very, very beautiful because you realize that you are part of life.
Yes.
You're part of nature and you're part of God. So there should be no unnecessary worry. So I think Krishna is pushing us to Krishna consciousness, more awareness, more love in our lives.
Well, not to worry about the past and to live in the present.
And it's not only Krishna who talks about living in the present. You had beautiful thinker like Eckhart Tolle.
Yes.
He also talks about living in the present.
new earth.
Then you talk about Ravi Shankar. He is also talking about being in the present. Then you have Sai Baba. He's also talking about living in the
there's a common core
They're
point.
all the people who have come on the earth with a spiritual mission, all have talked about being in the moment, in the present. And to be in the present is to know that you are God. And
So we've had quite a lot of, I would say, people, characters who've come to this earth and were enlightened. That's so many
we are
people.
very, very lucky because the earth plane is full of beautiful messiahs, reformers, thinkers, sages,
And all
enlightened beings.
And this all come at a specific time.
They come at different moments in our lives because human beings are easily lost and they go into greed and darkness and worry and anxiety. So God comes in different forms, and from the light energy above, God comes to the human plane and gives hope and faith to the humankind.
Change is the law of the universe. What you think of as death is indeed life. In one instance, you can be a millionaire, and in the other instance, you can be steeped in poverty. Please enlighten us.
Basically, you're looking at the human being at the body level, body and mind level, and the spiritual level.
It says that change is
It's always there.
It's always. So the only constant thing in life is change.
The only constant thing is change. You have to know that you have to be still to understand the changing world. You have to be still. You have to observe the change, and you must build faith in yourself, in God, so that you find the Godhead in you. This is the message of the Gita.
Whether you're a millionaire, whether you're in
You
poverty.
see, the millionaire, from millionaire, you can be poor. From poverty, you can come to millionaire. And being a millionaire itself doesn't mean the greatest thing on earth.
Yours and mine, big and small, erase these ideas from your mind, then everything is yours and you belong to everyone.
See, if you move out of your body and I move out of my body, we will feel one, isn't it, baby?
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
but why?
But the difference is only the physical difference.
The difference is only physical, which if we begin to realize, and I see you as part of God, and you look at me as part of God, we'll always be good friends. I cannot hurt you.
So would you agree that a lot of people tend to judge through the physical aspect?
Always. If there is enmity, if there is violence, if there is anger, if there is war, it's because I think you are my enemy.
Yes.
And you are different from me. It is the difference that makes us inimical.
So if we both get out of this physical body and we will
Imagine,
both be...
imagine for 1 minute you're without a body and I'm without a body. There will be only joy and love and affection.
Yeah, you belong to
It'll be just one energy.
This body is not yours, neither are you of the body. The body is made of fire, water, air, earth, and ether, and will disappear into these elements, but the soul is permanent. So who are you?
What happens when you die, when you're cremated, or when you're put under the earth?
Dust.
You become dust, or you
Yes.
become ashes.
Yes.
But was that the real you? The real you is immortal, says the Gita.
Yes.
I can tell you, Roshan, I don't know. I can say, for me, Shakuntala Howaldar, I don't know. But I am ready to learn. It's not that, yes, I know the Gita, so I am immortal. C'est pas vrai. Whatever I am, I must learn to accept and say, turn to the light and say, help me, because I have to grow. I have to know. And how do you know and grow? By having faith and trust.
Shakuntala, on this beautiful saying, I thank you very much for being here with us. So tune in again for another episode of In Search of the Self.